Well, hello everybody, welcome back. And today is the last day I'll be working on this for the class. I don't think I will regard it as finished even then, but I want to do other things next week. So this week I'll just be working on this as far as I can, and then if I remember, I'll let you see it right at the bitter end when I've actually finished it. Right. So what do I want to do? Well, I think the first thing to do actually is to get rid of that white. It is in the photograph, but it actually draws the eye, I think, away from the rest of the scene far too much. And I'm going to reduce some of this bright yellow as well, because I think that doesn't help either. And I also want to bring the racines down a bit at the side so that we don't get quite such a straight line. I know there's a straight line across the bottom, but it's not very visually acceptable. So if I take the lemon, this is just neat lemon. I think it's called lemon hue actually, but it is artist quality, so it should be all right. That helps a bit. There, you move it from here too. It looked like a good idea at the time, but I don't think it's helping. So reduce it anyway if you're actually taking it out. I add a bit of green to that. It's looking a bit fierce. So there, come on you. Now I'll just show the brush where the red is. And take most of it off and just add a bit of red to the green mix. It just kills it, makes it a little less bright. And when it's not mixed properly, it's giving me a touch of brown, which is rather charming. Right. Well, I don't have to get up to see that now, because I can look at it. I can look at the screen here. Got somebody behind me. It's all right. I'm fine. I don't mind you there. Could you move that curtain, Rachel, so that I can see what's happening? Yeah. I'm going to add a bit of blue to the brown, to the red, to the green, because this area of dark over here is quite strong, and I seem to have lost it over time. And it does provide quite a nice contrast. If you can get the shape right. Put a bit more lemon yellow. That's in. To mix the lemon with a bit of white. Right, if I take the neat lemon and pull it down here a bit, don't have to do a lot, just enough to pull the sides down a bit. Which makes the bit sudden. Don't it too sudden. I don't want to lose that bright colour entirely, so I've added a bit of the cadmium yellow to the lemon, so it isn't as bright as that. It's a bit more coherence. This is quite strong around here. It's strongly yellow. And the lemon is too pale, so I'm using it mixed with the cadmium to get something a bit brighter. Let's see if I can break this up a bit. It is lighter there. I think this over here needs to be more, a little bit more colour to it. That's better. It's got more shape to it there. I'm not going to put in any of the branches. I think that just detracts from the overall look of the thing. Now, when we get here in the distance, here, this is in the distance. There's a small piece of really bright yellow there from the original painting, which I'll have to get rid of. I want to put in some tiny little marks if I can. Because right at the back there, I want to make it not so bright. But on the other hand, it is actually quite bright, so finding just the right shade is going to be a bit tricky. Now, I think the best thing to do with that little bit of green, not green, yellow, take it out. And oh yes, we've got to look at the people, haven't we? Right. Well, I'm going to take the raw umber that I was using, and I'm going to make the shape, I hope correctly, with the raw umber, so they'll actually stand out quite nicely. I might have to paint them back, having got them in, but we'll see. So her head is about there. Then we've got her shoulders there. I'm not quite sure what she's, that arm's bent. This jacket sticks out a bit there. As arm bent. And then her legs are apart in the picture. I'm not going to do that. Just going to put her in like that. And then she's now his head is, there's his arm, so his body will be about here. And his legs come down to about the same place as hers. Like in this case, his head's about there. I haven't made a great performance of that. There's an odd splodge in the middle there, which is actually where I put them in before. So I'm going to take that splodge out. So it might kind of, I think I'll put a bit of green in that, didn't I? Don't, whatever you do, give them feet. Makes life difficult. And they're never believable. So, not a good thought. I'm going to lighten this a bit now. Come on. Add a bit of green to it. Oops, that was a bit violent. Perhaps I'm going to take that rather violent green out. It's better. Okay. Lighten it up a bit. Right. They seem to me to be reasonable enough as people. I think I will give her another leg. Not sure about that. Maybe I won't. Now, we need to tidy this up a little bit, just a wee bit, sort of. That's working a bit better. I thought it through. I would have made that side light to begin with. Miss those people out. I'm going to bother them. So the back thing. Whereas this side is actually darker. No, that's too mannered. It's too. Ha. That's better. Still not happy with this bit here. Doesn't seem to want to work. I think it might be because I've got the there's a bit more white to it. Just trying to make it seem right without doing too much to it. Right, now, they're there all right, those people. Maybe we can give them blue pants. I suspect they're in denim anyway. And I've got blue in the picture, so I'm not going beyond what's around. It's barely showing. Just got to show enough not to draw attention to it. So oh. I've got one. She does, in fact, have a lighter jacket on. If I add white, and just a touch of blue to the raw sienna, I can make her jacket a bit paler. and then use a darker mix. Just to add a bit of shadow. I don't want them to be too prominent. They're just there. They're not not the focus of the picture. I suppose I ought to put a bit of flesh colour somewhere. So I've got stars and raw sienna when I get to it. Another touch of white. What do I get? Right, okay, I'll do. Can't really see what it is, but he's turning towards her. They're just minor touches, they're nothing. A sponge of paint, actually, no more than that. But it's just enough to suggest what's going on. You really feel they would be wearing red, don't you? Well, I think about it. Let's see what else needs to be done. This area down here. I do need to add some real darks underneath those bushes. They're just not being dark enough. If I do it over there, I better do it over here as well. This is neat navy blue. It's blue that I'm putting in here. Right. I think I'll take this down a bit here too. One of the things about my paints is if you get it wrong, you can always put it right. The danger is of overworking. You get an idea and you sort of run with it, and it goes too far, and you have to come back and think about something else. Okay. Right. Oops. I think maybe those people further up ought to be in as well. I don't want to make it two. I'm not even sure if that's the right way to do it. I'll find one of my little brushes. I want this to be oh, that doesn't look like a person. Come on, take it. Try again. No, that doesn't gel either. Showing. It's better. I had them too equidistant. Those people who so I've moved this one closer. So that they're just a couple of smudges, but it's just enough to take your eye into the picture, I think. So that's doing okay. Yeah. I think if I did put red on those people, I'd have to call it the red umbrella or something to make it clear that that's what the picture's all about. And it isn't at the moment. It's more about the arch and of the laburnum. And I think I'd like to stop there, let that dry, and think about it before I do any more. Yeah, we'll leave it at that.